Welcome back to Pops and Pilots. Let's play some more Iratus, Lord of the Dead, or Iratus maybe? Who knows? This is a Darkest Dungeon-like? What do you even call this? It is a game that is certainly inspired by Darkest Dungeon. It's a tactical turn-based combat game with a overworld management thing where you manage your party and all that. Unlike Darkest Dungeon, you don't play the good, yeah. Well, you play the evil guys this time. I don't know if you could call the Darkest Dungeon guys the good ones, but we're playing the evil ones. We're playing this necromancer, immortal necromancer king type of guy, who just summons a bunch of, undead to fight for him. Now, this is episode 2. If you haven't watched episode 1, I would suggest that you go back and check into that, because I'm not going to introduce all the concepts again. I'm going to try to still be sort of tutorially, not tutorially, but explain a lot of things, but I'm not going to explain everything I explained in number 1. Now, while we could and need to fix our party right now, our next step on the journey is an ancient coffin where we just get items. We will not encounter anything on the way. That's not how this game works, at least not in my experience so far. That would be really bad. Yeah, we can just grab these items and then think about things. Also, the buildings, like the healing one and so on, don't trigger on non-fights. So this is just, doesn't matter who we bring here. We can just go there and grab an item. And items we equip on units. The artifacts and items. Items are equipped on units, artifacts are equipped on the Lord himself. These are just, every unit can have 2 items, or every minion. This one gives 5 evasion just flat, and then whenever we strike critical hit, we gain more attack, and that stacks. So that could be okay on the Bride. This one gives us luck, and if you have less than 70% health at the start of your turn, you gain bonus initiative. I mean, I like the luck, but nah. And then there's 3 attack, and whenever you strike critical hit, I gain 8 wrath. Triggers up to 3 times, whatever does that mean. For 1 hit? Probably, right? So if I use her ability to crit 4 people, we gain a bunch of wrath? 24? That doesn't seem horrible. Yeah, I think I want the Misericord here. And unlike Darkest Dungeon, you can only give the items to a unit once, and then when that unit dies, the item is gone, and you can't swap it between units, as far as I understand.
I will ascend to the world above. It's only a matter of time.
Yes, so I plan to go left for the healing thing, I think. So let's build a party. Are we already healing somebody? No, you're fully healed. I feel like I want to upgrade this thing, just so we can heal 2 people. That seems important, even though it's not the most important right now, because we're going to heal after the next fight anyway. Yeah. So maybe it's not super necessary. Let's see whether we have capacities left after building a party. So let's put one of you to heal. Let's say you. The other one out of the way for, later use. Let's bring in the mummy. The mummy is actually already a bit upgraded. Has 2 luck there and 2 evasion there. It's not nuts, but the mummy is a pretty nice unit in the first or second slot. So what else do we need? We have this zombie still, but I don't really want to run the zombie. The mummy is a stress dealer too. So she has a pull that is physical damage, but otherwise, she, they, it, whatever. But we want to make more things, right? We lost our dump here very easily, and I wasn't super impressed by its ability to stay alive, quite honestly. Now, if we level you up, do you get a bunch of survivability? So level up only gives these stats. So whenever we level up, we can upgrade one of our abilities to the left or the right. So 2 different changes to the ability and an associated stat change. So if we went for this one here, which we usually do, that's 10 health, but our guy already had that and still just got medicked. These ones give wards and blocks respectively. However, these are ultimates, they can't be leveled soon. I think on level 5 maybe, something like that. 4, So there's not a lot of survivability we're gonna get. So unless we stack a bunch of dodge or armor, but they have no armor. So unless we stack a bunch of dodge on these guys, I don't really see how we're gonna keep a dump here alive. Alive. Yes. What else do we have on offer? We could just go for another Dark Knigget here. At least that guy has some armor. He doesn't have a lot of life. So big hits are really bad for him. He's good at tanking small hits, but big hits are a problem. We saw that. We saw him just go down to those crits. There's stuff, bunch more armor you can get from stats and a bit more life, but that's countered by the armor. Not super tanky either. I like the tankiness of the mummy. I don't know I want to run a 2 mummy composition, although we could. Could just run a 2 mummy composition. Is that the thing? Let's try that out. What do I need to make another mummy? Are you my mummy? What's my mummy? Mummy. You need skulls, which we should have a bunch of. Yup. Bones, which we have some of. Flesh, nah, it's a bit rare. And rags, which we have decent amounts of. So we might have to go with normal flesh, or at least green flesh, maximum green flesh. Probably normal. Maybe... No, 1 green we can make. That's fine. So what is this? Skulls, bones, flesh, and rags. Makes sense. Let's go to distillation. Let's grab some skulls.
Ah, the smell of successful alchemy.
Plus 1 dread. I think I'm just gonna run with the... Maybe we already had that one. I don't know. Just gonna run with the plus 1 dread skull, I think. Let's do 1 more. And if it's crappy, we're gonna combine that with... No, not this. Do 1 more green.
It's no gold, but it will do.
And then combine that with the plus attack one, which we don't want anyway. See what the rare one does.
Clean up this mess later.
That's not bad. I think I still give the dread one to the mummy, but we might use the other one for somebody else. So we have a dread skull, and then we want flesh. Let's make a green flesh. Flesh.
Behold.
2 evasion. We have so little flesh, I don't want to go deeper here, but that's pretty weak. So we have flesh, we have the skull. We don't have good bones yet, so let's grab some bones.
Ah, the smell of successful alchemy.
How is your accuracy, mummy? She's decent at accuracy? She. I said it again. They. It is decent. Let's go with it. If I can remember. 3 accuracy. I mean, sure, we don't want it to miss. So the last thing was rags, and we have green rags that are pretty mediocre, especially it already has 135 health, so plus 2 is not a lot. So let's grab some, what is it? Rags? Let's just make these into a blue rag. They are pretty lame.
It's no gold, but it will
5 accuracy, 3 health I'll take. Alright, let's make a mummy. Mummy. There you are. And that's the dread. That's the plus 1 attack. That's not something we want. Initiative and armor. Do we want that? I think yes. Or probably just the dread skull here. There we go. Craft the mummy. No idea if a 2 mummy party can be good. We'll see. And then we need a 3rd spot that wants to be a wraith, I think. And our wraith is damaged, so let's make 1 more wraith. Creation. What does the wraith need? We need rags, ectoplasm. Yeah. Which is really rare for us. And dust. Any good dust for you? I mean, you have only 90% accuracy, so we can just run the dread dust. Probably the dread. Try the plus 1 dread dust. That's fine. Let's run rags wise, make some rags and see about the ectoplasm. Yeah, wrong one. Get me out of here. Get in here, distillation. What is it? Rags.
Skeleton will clean up this mess later.
2 luck. No.
It's no gold.
1 attack. Let's make a blue one. 3 evasion, 2 attack. Let's Let's make one more green.
Hold my work.
I'm just gonna run the 2 evasion green on him. It. It's a Wraith. Maybe it's a he. Who knows? Because the 2 attack are just gonna be useless. So let's run this, the Rex, and then we wanted ectoplasm. Let's make 1 green ectoplasm.
Skeleton will clean up this mess.
Okay, it's health. Do I make another one? Sure.
Ah, the smell
And a
of
dread. Okay.
successful alchemy.
Good. And then grab the Wraith. Fill. It's probably gonna choose the wrong ones. Yeah, we don't want the rare rags, we want the uncommon ones. I mean, the game couldn't know, really. But that's what I want. And then I want the green ectoplasms too. And a different dust, right? I wanted a dread dust? Yeah. There. Crafted.
An unassuming creation.
And I'm also still learning here, so this still might be utterly wrong.
Superstitions.
You're a pretty good mummy. We can give you a brain. Let's just give you a level 4 brain here. Make you powerful. I like to use the Cursing Touch, which I want. So here we can see, normal one, it does 50% damage and then 50% damage over time for 2 turns. This does the same, but over 4 turns. So 50% and then for longer duration. Or more. And I prefer the more over the longer duration, I think. And this buffs Dread too, so that's kind of nice.
Well, my minion.
And then the other one I use a lot is Impeding Horror. This one ignores Ward, which is not really what I want, because I often use... This is double attack. It's 2 things, so I often use that to remove Ward from one. I'm just going to do this, which... What else does it... Oh, it hits 1 more guy, so we can hit everybody because it's AoE, and gives us a ward, which is cool. A ward completely blocks 1 magical attack. And then we could look at... I don't really use... This is a pull we can use on the backline. I hardly ever use this. This is something I sometimes use, but the upgrades don't do too much. So we would only do it for the stats. Hexsphere is good if the mummy has a debuff, which somehow happens pretty rarely. So here I would probably just go for the dread bonus. I think this is fine. All right. Nasty, so nasty. And then I will probably upgrade this Wraith, because I like the Wraith. Give him a level 3 brain. Upgrade. Did we lose the Wraith last time? No, we have it in the bin, right? I wanted the upgrade for this, I believe. Right? More damage rather than... What does this do? Less damage per turn, but hits 2 things. Oh, 3 things. So this already hits 2. It could hit 3, but I think we're gonna go for the more, especially since attack is so useless on this guy. Let's go with this upgrade. And then this is kind of cool to make him survive. I like this. He can just gain a block and a ward on demand. And I mean, this is also a thing I like to use. Removes all buffs, but it does that anyway. So what do we have? This is a push upgrade. We can move an enemy, which is good. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the survivability here. We invested in it. We don't want to lose it. And then have a look at items. What did we pick up again? We picked up a Misericord, so that has to be on you. Even if you're just pretty basic. Are you just a fully basic bride? Why do I have a fully basic bride here? Oh, I must have made her for something else and then not used her. That's pretty lame. Who wants a basic bride if you can have a better bride? This is also a basic bride, right? Yeah. Did we get her from a thing? We need a bride to operate anything relevant. No. This needs a Wraith, which you should still think about. I mean, I want a Bride there, but I don't want to give the item to a basic Bride, so maybe just don't use it this turn. Give it to this Bride next time when she's healed. Fine. So that's those items. Let's have a look at artifacts, whether we have any. I forgot about that earlier. We do. On the cloak, all enemies lose 1 ward at the beginning of each battle. Enemies can't become inspired. It's actually quite good if you run a stress composition. Because, like in Darkest Dungeon, when somebody gets to 100% stress or to no sanity, they can, mostly they get a debuff, but sometimes they can get a buff. And getting a buff is obviously, we're just stressing them and then they get a buff, then we just lose. This is a horrible item. I wouldn't, no idea why anybody would ever pick this. Maybe late game it's kind of nice if you have tons of accuracy anyway for some reason. But the bonus luck but minus accuracy is so bad. You never hit. This is a one-time use item we don't need to use right now, I don't think. So we have some upgrades. So we have some talents here to go for. Giving a block and a ward to our Wraith is nice. Sorrow is also nice. Here, don't think I want to go for any of the other things around here. Let's just give him a thing. This, I don't think I'll ever want. Maybe on highest difficulty, summoning is actually good. On the lower difficulty, summoning was really bad because you always had 4 spots selected. But maybe in higher difficulty, when if people die regularly, which might be a thing, then yeah, maybe summoning is actually good. We'll see. I'll take this battle squad because we don't need the other one. Let's see, how much is it? Can we just craft a basic Wraith? No, we don't even have the ectoplasm. That's a bit unfortunate. Fine. To the dungeon we go. Yes, you. See if we can have this fight be a bit better than the last. We won it and we got a good amount of loot out of it, but I would have liked to not lose everybody. There's an elite whipping person, Taskmaster, which is probably bad. So he's gonna do, oh, and she's not leveled, that's unfortunate. When she's leveled, she can interrupt stances with a warning shot, which is really good. But as it is, we cannot. Let's just do stress damage to the guy that just already got some stress, or he also got a buff. So yeah, let's just do that. Oh, and miss. Perfect. Now you can conceal stuff, gain the ward. You don't need the ward. Remove all buffs. This is not a buff, this is a stance. I don't think that works. Removing the buff from this guy is actually pretty good. 30 accuracy, 30 damage, and we do stress damage. Yeah. Let's do that. And he already goes insane. Nice. Cowardice. So what Cowardice does is increase the chance to flee, which is sort of a two-pronged thing. We saw enemies flee last episode. It can happen, they just run away. It's good because they're gone from the fight, but it's bad because you don't get any loot from them. So, yeah. But also, before beginning their turn, they deal stress damage to all allies equal to 20% of their current remaining sanity. So as long as this guy's around, these guys are going to lose sanity really quickly, and that's good. I'm just going to queue this frontline, unless I can somehow... I can remove all debuffs. Yeah, no, we're going to queue this guy, get the stacking, the stress dot on him. Or not. Let's try that again. I don't have that much evasion, but somehow... That's a pretty big hit. Fortunately, the ward on that mummy was already gone, and that's a crit. Again, that goes just through wards. Now, you have work better, but nobody has the stance on. So we could run the shuffle, Terror Wave, do stress, and shuffle everybody. I don't think that is necessary here. I think I'd rather E and hit these two. Get in a stress dot on them. This guy has Betrayal now, and this guy is also insane now. He's just unlucky. But yeah, stab your friend. That is one of the cooler parts of the insanity play. You have Sinister Strike again, and we still can't remove stances. And we can't move you with this, so I'm just gonna shoot the guy. Yeah, he's insane already. Maybe we start working on the last guy. Get everybody insane, and have the AoE insanities do the rest of the work. So dots seem to stack. Oh, D. D is a really good. His D is just so much stress. 200% damage. We can't hit the back liner, but I think hitting this guy is fine. Yeah, let's just D him. And you can Q one of these, probably. Could also E two of these. Maybe, yeah, let's hit both of these. It's nice that this guy also deals stress damage to his friends. Ow! Yeah, I can't really craft a few hundred more Wraith, though. That crit was really unfortunate. He had so many buffs stacked on him. But the critting is just crazy. This is so much more crit than we had in the... or than I saw when I played on normal mode. I'm gonna hit E here. This is a chance of killing either of these, or both. Yeah, one is dead, and when he dies, we get another trigger, and that guy dies. Nice. And then this guy... Ooh, this guy's gonna be scary now. He doesn't really attack, though, does he? He just buffs people. Because he now gets... He loses health every turn, but he also gets an extra action, which is freaking scary. Well, the mummy doesn't really have anything to help herself, so I'm just gonna stress this guy out. Oh, he does attack. Or at least he... Yeah, it's a trap. I assume that trap does more. So yeah, he does attack. We need to get rid of him. Ow. Could you not? So I don't know what this trap does. Doesn't show. It did damage immediately, of course, but what else does it do? Let's nuke the backliner. Stress nuke. And let's Q them too. Miss. This is rough, guys. I'm gonna get the shot on here so the front line has a chance to die on the tick of the curse. Don't kill my people, please. It's a lot of AoE, and that guy did not die, and the bride is dead. She wasn't a good bride, but this is... Whew. I made the stress tactic, but it seems to kind of work, right? I'm not unhappy with what I see from the stress tactic here in general. That guy's almost dead, but he might kill both my mummies here. Oh, that guy could stab the... No, stabs the front mummy, good. I'm gonna E here because I hit both, and each tick of stress damage has a chance to just kill them here. Oh, miss is bad. You have 28 HP. You're gonna lose how much? 20% of max life. So you're gonna lose all your life? 36 life next turn, so you're dead. Good. Then I'm just gonna Q the frontliner. And hope I did my math correctly. Because Q has the most chances of just killing him, right? Didn't. Now this is the point where we're just relying on a bit of luck. You have 12 and this does space, maybe not 12, so I'm just gonna D. Well, E does enough, right? No, it doesn't. It's D. Get rid of all remaining stress, the other stress, and get some more ticking debuffs on you, and there it goes. Another hard-fought win. My. This is work. Again, loot is good, but I don't know if we're not gonna run out of materials this way quite quickly. We lose the Wraith, which is really sad, and the Bride, which is fine, because we have another Bride. We got bones from the graveyard, we got mana from the statue, and healed our Wraith. So now we can bring all our damaged people, which is just you, I believe, right? The other guys are fully healed. And no. Get to the dungeon map, go over here. You can also refill your mana, but essentially I always heal. There's no time I don't heal. I will refill all my vigor. Maybe if I used more of my mana, it would make more sense to do that, but this feels like the right way to go. So now we have some brains, right? So we can use some brains on probably the Wraith and the Bride. And try this. Again, I definitely want it on the Bride so we can interrupt stances. But that's the only really important upgrade. So maybe just give her the level 2 brain. There you go, girl. And we put this to interrupt stances.
Well,
and some dodge. Dodge seems very important. And then this Wraith can have that. Can we get a level 4 brain? There you go. Level 4 brain. Whoop. And upgrade you to more damage reset, right?
Get back to battle.
And you to live. Not that that helped with all the critting. Maybe wards and stuff are just really bad with all the critting that's going on. And then I don't... What does this improve? Oh, the push. Or just way more, well, some more stress damage. I feel like I want the evasion more than the hit. Both are really good. Missing here is bad, right? Let's go for the accuracy.
Expect results.
I would like results too. And then. Now I don't need to make a basic Wraith for this right now because I don't have anybody to heal anyway. Wouldn't hate having people in the arena already training. We're just so not very high on... Oh yeah, let's give, before I forget that, let's give this to the Bride. Just relatively low on resources. Kind of nice to get this on somebody that can use it. Evasion, block, and initiative. At least the armor is really nice. Let's build somebody that can use that we can run. So do you use armor? You certainly do, right? Yes. You also use ectoplasm though. I mean, I can give you this ectoplasm, I guess. And then dust. Where we have... Not a lot. Let's just do it. Let's run the armor and the evasion dust, I think. And put more evasion on him. And then a weapon. So I need to craft a weapon, unfortunately. Which probably means that I have to re-put all those things, but hey. We have nothing but time, right? Accuracy, evasion. I'm just going to give him the evasion weapon and it's going to be okay. Creation, still want to connect it with, what did I say? Ooh, Dread. It's also really good, but I'm going to give him this. Make him survivable, or try to. And evasion and sure. And then the... What did I just make? Weapon. Just an evasion weapon, that's fine.
Hardly an inspiring.
Craft him. And then what do we need to actually build the arena? Forgot about that. We need a Skelly boy. Nope. Click there. Click there. Creation. Build me a Skelly boy. No. Let's grab all of these manually. No, let's give a gray skull. Gray skull. By the power of gray skull. And you, and more last unupgrade armor. There we go. Basic Skelly. Put him in here. Build the thing. Get a Dark Knight in there to level up. Alright. We're gonna have to start the next episode with another fight. Because we're at 30 minutes, essentially. And I talked about the guy, over the guy again. I need to learn this. I'm gonna try to learn this so you can listen more to what he's saying. And that's what you're interested in. I'm used to doing EU4 and just talking. So that's not a thing we necessarily need or want to do here. We could use a smoke bomb for the next fight. Because fights are still very scary at the moment. Let's just run one. I think that's fine. What do we do our last seconds? Nothing. We're at 30 minutes. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, as always, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed yet, why not? Hit it. Get subscribed. I do a lot of EU4 content if you're new to the channel, so if you like grand strategy games, then that could be for you. Otherwise, enjoy my Iratus Lord of the Dead run and maybe future attempts at interesting early access, indie, whatever games, new stuff that I'm interested in. It's gonna come up. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.